Welcome back. Love is stronger than fear. Our Canada includes Muslims. These are just a few of the many heartfelt messages you'll see in this video produced by Snow Angel Films about an event hosted by Winnipeg Central Mosque earlier this year. The event was organized in response to anti-Muslim sentiments that increased during the federal election. About 150 to 200 people from different backgrounds came together to promote a message of tolerance and peace. Let's take a look at the video now.
That sign should probably be out in the center so people can see that's what it's about. I think so. That's the slogan for the whole.
I don't understand how is a woman's choice of clothing or lack of is worthy of to supersede economic and environmental issues of a country like Canada.
I believe it's kind of even wider outlook about including all Canadians and looking at what the Conservative government.
I came because I've got a bunch of friends in the Muslim community, and they're all really smart and wonderful and community engaged, and I'm just really proud that they're part of my community, so I'm delighted to show some support.
We live in a city that was recently called the most racist city in Canada, and our civic leaders and our politicians and our population came together really admirably in defense of the fact that we're not. And that was more with respect to racism against Aboriginal people, and the fact that in some ways racism against Muslims can be acceptable in a world where we find other kinds of racism unacceptable is just dismaying to me. So I felt like I really had to come out. This is my neighborhood. These are my neighbors. I think we should all, make more of an effort to reach out and respect one another.
I actually live next door to the mosque here, and so I've met a few folks and wanted to take the opportunity just to get to know more and get to know the space itself. Gathering here means to me that there is support and a shared understanding of some of the issues that I think are arising from the Conservative government, and there is cause for concern, and that we need to be able to begin to speak and act publicly and begin to come together on these things in a supportive and encouraging way.
So good to be here. What a wonderful turnout. Excellent. Hi. This guy's awesome. You knew that already. How does it feel to have this number of strange people come into the Central Mosque?
When I was looking around, I was feeling like things going through my body. Sometimes you feel this feeling in your body that you can't describe.
Yeah.
It's very, very powerful moment. Yeah, I think it's very powerful. Like packed mosque, not by Muslims.
Yeah. And where else in the world does that happen?
We spend a lot of time talking about what it means to be Canadian and what human rights are. Our kids are all really interested in that. And today we actually got to live what that means. What is this building called? A mosque. That's right. I've been in a mosque before, but the kids haven't.
It's cool. Yeah, I like how like relaxed it feels, and there's no tension. It's peaceful. It's really unique because most countries don't have that. Canada's really unique in that way that everyone's welcome here.
I care very deeply about this issue. A leader should be pulling people together and trying to make a nation better, as opposed to wedging people apart.
I want to see a Canada that is open and diverse and, is open to anybody doing really anything they want.
Helpful Canada.
Yeah.
A helpful Canada.
A Canada that helps people and isn't exclusive, and that's the Canada I hope for.
I came because quite concerned by what I see happening in the current government of Canada, where the whole issue of wearing the hijab is being used kind of as a scare tactic, I believe, in the hope of trying to garner some support in election votes. I don't think that attitude is as widely pervasive in Canada as Mr. Harper and others want us to think it is, and I believe that people of Muslim faith have the right to express their faith and wear their appropriate garments to do that. So I just want to say Muslims are welcome in Canada.
I met wonderful people, and we have in our community wonderful neighbors that came out in support of this. So it was great. It just happened kind of sporadically. It was Sean's idea. He called me.
Wow, it's choked up a few times.
Yeah, it's awesome, and yeah, just people from everywhere, and I think people are just like so thankful to be able to express their support for something like this and their outrage about the Conservative Party, and it is very heartwarming.
And we posted on Wednesday or Thursday?
I think Friday. We didn't start
Maybe
till
Friday.
to,
so
to
we were
get a
hoping
poster.
for 50 people.
Yeah.
And then the activity on Facebook was pretty strong, so we got 100 samosas.
Yeah.
That was the Our Canada Includes Muslims event in Winnipeg. Joining me now is Dr. Shabir Ali. So Dr. Shabir, what did you think of the video? I know I saw it and I teared up and got really excited.
Well, it was very moving for me as well. The fact that this was organized by non-Muslims who wanted to stand in solidarity with Muslims leading up to the recent elections, when at one time it looked as if Canada was heading down the wrong path, and now, on this side of the election, we're happy and we thank God that our Canada is now back on track with multiculturalism, promoting and welcoming diversity, now giving us a situation in which Muslims, like everyone else, can feel included in this great country. So yeah, it was moving for me as well, quite sentimental.
Do you think that we're doing enough as a community, both within and inviting people of other faiths to, frequent the mosque more and learn more about Islam?
I think we can do a lot more. A little girl on that video said that when she sat in the mosque, she felt so peaceful. And this is something that we Muslims take for granted because we've done it and we've felt it before, and after a while, perhaps it doesn't make a difference to you anymore. But somebody comes in for the first time to the mosque, this is frequently a reaction that we hear from people. They find it to be very peaceful. I don't know why, but this is, I know why from a religious point of view, but this is what happens. They find it a very peaceful atmosphere. You need to bring people into the mosque, not because we want to convert them, but it's an experience to share. Muslims have an obligation to share the goodness of this faith with other people. And at the same time, it is necessary for breaking the ice, for getting people to understand what goes on in a mosque. People may be afraid, people may be suspicious, and most people are not, but some people could be, and this could be one of the ways of helping people to understand. So mosques should have more open house programs, and in fact at our local mosque in Toronto at 1160 at Bloor Street West, we will be having a regular monthly program every last Saturday of the month at 7 o'clock, meaning in the winter months and so on. 7 o'clock we will be having a program in which we are welcoming non-Muslims to come in, to learn about faiths in general. We speak about Islam and other religions and take a comprehensive approach to understanding the world's religions.
That's really exciting. Just one last question for you as you wrap up. What advice do you have for people who, how do we help our community, empower them to build these partnerships? Because I know you mentioned fear on the other side, but what about fear from within our own community? You might be afraid because, people might get offended, or, you're just not that confident to speak about Islam.
Well, as individuals, there is only so much we can do, but we need to learn more about our own religion. We need to practice it well, and we need to reach out to people of influence in our communities, because the more they come into the mosque and understand what is going on here, the more they will actually do a job for us in educating other people. For example, on a Friday recently, we had in our local mosque on Bloor in Toronto, the MP for the Davenport riding in Toronto, Julie Zerowitz. She came in here and spoke after the Jummah prayer, after the Friday prayers, to a congregation of hundreds of people. She, though not being a Muslim, donned a head covering like a Muslim woman, and she started out by saying Assalamu alaikum and translated it, peace be upon you. That made the community feel elated, but it's not only elated to hear these words and to see the hijab being worn by somebody else, but it is the idea, as she stressed in her own words, that we are an inclusive community, and the new government is committed to that inclusivism, and that helps everyone to feel more confident, knowing that there are others who are trying to understand our faith, and they will be ambassadors for our faith in so many different ways. So we need to reach out to others at a personal level and also at a societal level.
That's a really powerful message. Thank you, Dr. Shabir.
You're welcome.